welcome to this week's episode of Magoo's Corner. I'm your host Trevor Gregg, and we're going to have a look at the results for Division 1 reserves. A couple of different results, but it's something that we're not going to really be able to gauge on what's going to happen through the season. Obviously, being from round 1, it's like the trial games, but we'll have a look at the first game, which was Rostrevor hosting Tea Tree Gully at the Campbelltown Memorial Oval, and 5-3-33 to Tea Tree Gully, 11-14-80. So nice start up there for Tea Tree Gully. Harrison with 2, Simpson, Littler and Powell were the goal scorers for Rostrevor. Bowler, so J and S Bowler, the Bowler boys, Holland, Deegan and Kavanagh were the better players. And for Tea Tree Gully, Daniels, Penny with 3 each, Langman, B Penny with a couple, and Mather was the individual, and Sapina, Cochrane, Harley, Sandico and West were the best players there for Tea Tree Gully. So a nice win. It's always hard to go into Rostrevor to play footy, no matter who you are, but that's a nice start up there. This game here, Payneham went to Henley Memorial Oval, and can't remember my tip, but I think I may have picked Payneham on this one because of my soft spot there. 6-5-41 Henley to Payneham, 11-10-76, so very good result there for Payneham to start the year off. So we'll have a look at Henley's goal scorers with Trussell with 2, Smith, Curry, Lawless and Kennedy, and the best players were Lawless, Smith, Kennedy, Morrison, Trussell and Kitto. Mr. Lawless was one of the best school teachers I've ever had when I was at Taparoo Primary School. Know the Lawless family quite well. Harness for Payneham, Harness with 3, North also with a few, Hicks, Savalas, Bauer, Marotti and Chatsidianis with 1, Morrison, North, Harness, Marotti and Richards there for Payneham. So that's a very good result. Again, another one of those ovals, if the wind is on, it's a hard oval to play. So great work there for Payneham. Now the next game, first one for the year, one that got away from Port Districts, they'll be ruining from, and it's only because I've got a couple of mates there that I won't say sucked in, but you know, we'll go through it. Port Districts 10-17-77 to Salisbury North 11-11-77, so a draw, our first draw for the year. So looking at the goal scorers for Dizzies were Miller with 3, Vassallo with 3, Quinn, Jenke, Johnson, Levine and Heath Pocock in the 2s. Best players were Heath Pocock, Svak Kukis, Vassallo, Cartanieri, Levine and Johnson were the better players. So Code Levine in the 2s. Salisbury North, Mortimer with 4, Behrens with 2, McBride, Stones, Clark, O'Loughlin and Thomas were the goal scorers, and the best players were Lawler, Beasley, Behrens, Pascoe and Mortimer. So that's a nice result, and we'll just have a look through to find out some of the players that were on this side. No, my mate Coxie wasn't in there, and very lucky for him. Now looking at the next game, Prince Alfred and Adelaide University. Prince Alfred, first game in Division 1, getting the job done quite well against Adelaide University, which is always tough. 11-6-72 to Adelaide Uni, 5-6-36. So a very good result, and it's always hard to come up in a division and get that first win because you just don't know what you're coming up against, and the same with the opposition as well. They don't know who they're playing. So Siebels with 3, Crawford and Prest also with 3, and Burford with 2. Best players were Crawford, Pritchard, Lee, Currier, Sullivan and Potts, and for Adelaide Uni, Hewish, Mader, Jamison, Offie, our mate Offie and Stewart, and best players were Biggs, Offie, Johnston, Stewart and Slade. Another one where we've gone through the other divisions as well, where some familiar names are popping up in the goal scorers and best players. Now the last game of the round, so only Mercedes Jets took on Goodwood Saints at Kingswood Oval. Got a little bit of a baptism of fire, not as bad as what it was for the team I coached last year when we took on Goodwood Saints. I'm still walking funny from that one. Only Mercedes Jets 5-8-38, the Goodwood Saints 14-10-94. Now we'll go through the goal scorers for Unley. There was only a handful of them, which was Ryan, O'Sullivan, Withers, Nima and Holiday. And the best players were Withers, O'Connell, Holiday, Duval and Cabots. And for Goodwood Saints, Carrick Smith, 2 dads, 3, Levy with 3, Good with 2, Schiller with 2, Ewers also with a couple, George and Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzmichael. And best players were Chant, Duncan, Fitzpatrick, Ellis and Jones. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at next week's game. So round 2, so Anzac Day weekend. So this one's actually a Friday night game for Adelaide University, which is The oval's in pristine condition. It should be, because the company I work for look after it, and the lights are great too. So how much longer they'll be there, well, we'll just have to find out. Adelaide Uni host Henley, 6 p.m. on Friday night. It's a great atmosphere. The canteen at Adelaide Uni is superb. Great food. It's a good atmosphere. They've got a digital clock there too, which is not something you always see. It must be the cash injection from the university itself. For me, I'm going to go for Henley on that one. They'll like the oval, and I think they'll walk on Adelaide Uni. Goodwood Saints and Rostrevor at Goodwood Oval. Another one which is quite good. I think Goodwood Saints again. I think they're going to be really strong this year. They have lost quite a few, but I think they'll get the job done. Payneham and Payneham and Unley Mercedes Jets at Payneham Oval. So as Darcy says, you're allowed to have one mistake per division. I think I've only had 2 all night, so I'm up on you, Darcy. Payneham for me. I think Unley will be, getting used to how things work in Division 1. The jump from 3 to 2 is relatively, I won't say easy, I won't trivialise it at all, but that jump from Div 2 to Div 1 is big, is really big. You're either good enough, or you're good for Div 2 and not good enough for Div 1. There's a massive difference there. For me, Payneham, and quite easily. Next one, Tea Tree Gully and Port Districts. Tea Tree Gully, quite simply, will get the job done. I'm not going to say any more about it. They'll just get it done easily. And Salisbury North and Prince Alfred at Salisbury North Oval. Now this one is going to be quite a good game. I think for the newcomers going out to Salisbury North Oval is going to be not an awakening. I think it'll just be, and this one is actually on Anzac Day, so I think it's going to be a cracking day for it. But for me, Salisbury North at home on that oval. But I won't be surprised if Prince Alfred can get the job done, so it'll be a close game. Now, we said things like we're going to have Trev's 2 cents, but because my co-host that was going to come on tonight was no longer available, I can't really do that because I want to get feedback on it. But I will say that I will be going through some of the injury responses to what happened in a Division 5 competition last week, and I'll go through some other things from these divisions. So we'll go through Div 4, Div 5 and so on, and we'll make sure that you subscribe to the SA Footballer magazine, watch the Footballer TV, and make sure you get in contact with the producer to have your game called live from your ground. It's a fantastic initiative. We thank our sponsors, we thank the Portland Hotel for letting us film this here, and we'll catch you again next week.